Hi everyone, it's Karen. I just wanted to sit with you and have a cup of coffee and just share what I've learned this week relations to managing our stress. And so I'm a stress and well-being coach for nurses, and I help nurses create personalized wellness solutions that help them feel valued, supported, and empowered, and help them learn to be a nurse with less stress and love their life and their work again. So, this week I had a lot of opportunities to be connected with other people, and I was reminded about the importance of connection in decreasing our stress levels. And so I just wanted to hop on and share that with you, kind of a little bit of a video blog. But if you are here live, let me know. I love to connect with you. So I've got my beverage here. This is actually decaf coffee because I've already had enough of my caffeine for the day. But I actually just really love coffee. So I will have decaf sometimes because it's comforting. So awesome. So, yeah, I just wanted to share the power of connection because I was reminded of that so much. And I am somebody that likes to recharge alone. I am probably like an introvert slash extrovert. I don't know. I love people, but I also am really happy in a room alone by myself for hours. So I don't seek out connection probably as much as I should, especially in person connections. But I was able this week to spend time with some of my nursing community in some education classes and some committee meetings and a few hours working at the hospital. And it was really encouraging, actually, because we got to have some great conversations about how we're doing and what we want for nursing, what we want for our patients, what we want for our work-life balance. And first, it was encouraging to have these conversations and to realize, oh yeah, I'm not alone in seeing how things can be better. I'm also not alone in struggles and challenges. And especially being someone who is a coach, I hear a lot of the challenges. And that's fine. That's what I do. I love to dive into the challenges and be there with people and support them. But sometimes it can feel a little overwhelming, and that I feel like I'm just involved in the challenge all the time. And so it was really good to just connect with nursing community and to be inspired that there are other people who, in the middle of the challenges, are still choosing to try to make things better for themselves and for our organizations and for our patients and for the profession of nursing. So I was really encouraged to connect. And it was simply just the act of connecting to my colleagues and to my friends and the people that I value their expertise and their insight. And I mean, nurses are some of my favorite people. Just our wealth of knowledge and skill sets. And honestly, I feel so strongly that nurses are uniquely positioned to transform healthcare. We have so many of the unique skill sets, the insight, the experience. We're the experts of the patient experience. We are the intersection of healthcare and the patient experience, right? We see how those all interact. We see how all the budget decisions, the staffing decisions, the even facility decisions, the legislation decisions, all those decisions come down to the people that we are providing care to. And so I just want to encourage you as nurses to really own that experience, own that zone of genius wherever your expertise is. There's so many different ways to be a nurse, and there's so many levels of expertise. Where is your level of expertise, or your, not level, but your specialty? And realize that making a difference and a change in your zone of influence, in your community, in your culture, even on your unit and with your colleagues, or making a difference in your own personal wellness culture, that's where that change is really powerful. So you can make more change than you think. But first, we have to take care of ourselves so we have the reserves to take care of each other and other people, right? We can't pour from an empty cup. So managing our stress levels so we're not exhausted and drained is critical. First thing, I think. And that's why I do what I do, because managing your stress and learning how to decrease your stress response makes everything else better. It gives you the reserves and the energy to do other things to help take care of yourself. So I'm talking about connection. So it was really encouraging to be connected to people, especially to my nursing community, to be inspired. Then I got the opportunity to go to a little intimate gathering with other women. There's only about 5 of us there. And it was in someone's home, and we got to talk about stress management. I was asked to be kind of a guest to help facilitate the discussion about stress and what our stress response is, and how can we incorporate small habits of restorative rest throughout our days so that our stress levels don't rise. Our stress levels, our baseline is shifted from super stressed all the time to more of a restful baseline, which is healthier. So we have more reserves to then navigate the stresses of our lives. It was, that kind of connection was amazing too. None of the people that I was with were in healthcare, but they were all busy moms, managing, working outside the home, working inside the home, renovation projects, homeschooling children, taking them to activities, taking them to school. And it was so nice, honestly, to be there and just to have conversation and to have that, like, someone would share something and almost everyone else was like, yeah, me too. Not, yeah, me too. And there was something really powerful about that. So I was reminded of the power of community and real connection in managing our stress response. And it is something that within my productive rest pathway, which is how I teach people to manage their stress simply and easily and repeatedly, but in a way that's flexible for any season of your life and any type of day that you run into. My third pillar is restore. And a lot of that refers to restoring things that are important to you, restoring connections. Why is that? Because it's not just a nice thought to be like, oh, we need to be connected to community. It's actually also scientifically supported that humans need connection. We are not created to be alone. We need connection to other people. So much that in a 2015 study, they found that social isolation increased mortality, early mortality for people 25 to 30%. And there was another study in 2018 where a chief medical officer of an insurance company shared that social isolation and loneliness has been linked to almost the same physical health detriments of smoking 15 cigarettes per day. So it's not just all in our heads that we need connection. It's also very good for our body. It makes us feel safe when we're in a community. We know there's other people around. It regulates our heart rate, our breathing patterns. It engages the emotional receptors in our brains, helps build our emotional resilience, to be connected to other people. So there's also a really cool study that they just watched a community of Italian Americans, a very tight-knit community in a large city. And they studied them for a long time and found that they lived longer than other people surrounding them. And their health habits weren't necessarily much different, meaning they ate a lot of carbs. They, had alcohol consumption, like red wine and stuff like that. They smoked. But there was something about the community that was different, and they identified it was a social support that actually allowed these people to live longer. So my question to you then is, how are you connecting? So looking into this next week, this is a simple tip for how to decrease your stress, especially moving into the holidays, right? Some of us might be planning to celebrate Thanksgiving. Some of you might be working also, so that might be difficult thinking about, it's my holiday to work, especially if you're in healthcare. I have to work Thanksgiving. That can be difficult. But we're moving into a time of year where there are more opportunities to connect, but sometimes that can also be stressful if it's not done in a way that's intentional, or maybe some of those connections are going to add emotional strain to us. Family, love them, but everyone's family is odd, and there's always some sort of stress in a family, right? So moving into this season, I want to invite you to consider, how am I connecting to other people in a way that helps decrease my stress response? Am I connecting to other people, or am I just kind of consuming? And I'm speaking of that in that so many of us, we're more connected right now. Like I'm in my office at my house and I'm talking to you, and you guys can be thousands of miles away on the internet, right? So we're connected, but at the same time, is it a real connection if we're just consuming all these things online, right? I can scroll through my Instagram feed, my Facebook feed, and just see people's faces and hear their stories. And it feels some part of my brain like I've connected to people, but it's not the same as if I was actually engaging with people that I have a relationship with, meaning asking them how, it's a give and a take, right? Asking them how they are, listening to them. And that can be created online. I mean, I have an online Facebook community for nurses to learn skills and be supported in decreasing their stress. My intention though with that community is to make it something that is very authentic and supportive, and that I am giving value and people can engage with that value, right? They can respond and be supported, as opposed to just consuming the content, right? Applying what they're learning into their lives. So are we connecting with people, or are we just consuming content? And how can you connect in simple ways to feel that stress relief? Simple tip could be just making sure to send a text to your friend once a day and saying, how are you doing? Calling a family member, sending personal messages on Facebook, with just the intention of having a conversation, sending a voice message to somebody, just having a friend over for a cup of tea and just talking about nothing, right? But everything at the same time. So, connection is shown to decrease our stress response. And I think in our modern world, we are not connecting authentically as much as we used to because of screens and technology and our busy lives. And honestly, when I'm speaking with nurses too, I am hearing so much from them. I just don't feel like I've got connection and support anymore because we're so busy at our work. We have so many tasks. We don't have that time to check in with our colleagues and say, how are you doing? How are you doing today? How can I support you? Or how's your kid who just started high school? Or how's your new baby? Um, we don't have as much time to do that, and we're missing that connection as well. So, that's my thoughts about what I learned this week related to stress management and related to healthcare and wellness. And I just wanted to share that with you. I hope this is helpful. Um, I'm going to actually drink some of my coffee. Mm, it's decaf, but still tasty. So, your next steps for this coming week, I just want to encourage you to find small ways to connect authentically this week. It's good for your wellness, it's good for your emotions, it's good for your brain, it's good for your heart, it's good for your body. You deserve to be connected, you deserve to be supported. Next, I want to invite any nurses listening to come and join my Facebook community, Stress Less Nurse Mentorship. We are really building out that community to provide reflection questions, provide workshops, to provide support for you in a community of people that understand what it's like to be in healthcare right now, to be managing all the different demands of being a nurse, and also to be managing the demands of life. So it's a great place to feel seen and heard and supported and get actionable tips that make sense for you and for your life in healthcare. So I'm going to put a link to that so that you can join and just be supported in that way. And I'm wishing you guys all a great week. Moving forward, share this with anyone who you feel could really benefit from hearing this message today. And I wish you an amazing, restorative, restful day. Take care.